this is Warhawk Beyond 2040, and welcome to another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. And today, once again, I am going to be taking a look at another 2021 release, this time from one of the most unusual but very unique guitar players on the scene today. And this musician in particular doesn't really fit into any category. And the best way I can describe this particular musician is if you was to combine the best of King Crimson of 1974 and the best of Rush from the 1970s onwards, and combine that with Scott Henderson, Allan Holdsworth, Jeff Beck, and many more guitarists, you would get this musician in particular because she doesn't really fit into any category whatsoever. She sometimes sounds like a jazz guitarist, then at times she sounds like a blues guitarist, then at times she sounds like a fusion guitarist. At times, you could say she leans towards avant garde. She doesn't really fit into any category, but I can tell you right now, she's absolutely fearless, ferocious, a monster guitar player, in my opinion. And having just had the privilege of seeing her perform live, this guitarist definitely kicks a lot of ass. So, for today's edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series, I am going to be taking a look at the latest release by none other than guitarist and composer Hedvig Mollestad, and this is her latest release by her trio, Ding Dong, You're Dead. So, as I mentioned already, Hedvig Mollestad doesn't really fit into any category whatsoever. She's a very unique package, and as I said, she doesn't really fit into any box whatsoever. She's just all music, loud, ferocious, very vicious in her playing, but at the same time, she is an amazing guitar player. So, as you can see, what you see is pretty much what you get, and this features her working trio. This comprised of herself on guitar, Ellen Brekken on bass, and Ivar Loe Bjørnstad on drums. So this trio really packs a punch. And as I said, you can pretty much hear a bit of everything in terms of influences in her guitar playing. And she's got a very, very unique sound. And I wouldn't really say when you hear her, straight away it's her, because as I said, she sounds like a bit of everything. So some tracks she sounds like Scott Henderson, some other tracks she sounds like Allan Holdsworth, some tracks it sounds like Alex Lifeson from Rush, some other tracks she sounds like Fripp of King Crimson, some other tracks she sounds like Jeff Beck. There's so much influence all packed into one. But at the same time, she's not a copycat. She's very much her own person, and this is not your traditional guitar, bass, and drums trio. These guys pack a hell of a punch, and as I said, I have not seen a band quite like this, where three people just create this monster sound. And as I said, I've had the privilege of seeing Hedvig Mollestad and her trio not too long ago, and the sound that these guys generated, I was almost pinned to the wall like this. you know, it was just an unbelievable show, great display of chops and musicianship, and everybody in the band just absolutely cooks on all cylinders. And as I said, there's a bit of everything there. There's a bit of jazz, there's a bit of rock, there's a bit of progressive rock, a bit of metal, there's a bit of avant-garde, there's a bit of blues as well, there's just a bit of everything. So I wouldn't really necessarily put her in any category because she's the whole package. So tracks we've got here are Leo Flash Return to the Underworld. If you like King Crimson Red, I think you'll like this one. All Flights Cancelled, the title track, Ding Dong You're Dead, Gimbal, Magic Mushroom, The Art of Being Jean Bolklevich, and Four Candles. There's not a lot of tracks here, but they're quite long pieces. And I would probably say the best way I could compare her to another guitarist is probably the legendary Terje Rypdal. That's the only guy I can probably think of who matches this sort of ferocity because Terje Rypdal a lot of times was considered to be too rocky for ECM. So Hedvig Mollestad is basically, I would say, Terje Rypdal on steroids. But she's very much her own person, not a copycat, heavily influenced by a lot of great guitarists from all genres, but she's very much her own person. So I would say the standout tracks for me on this album are Leo Flash Return to the Underworld, All Flights Cancelled, Magic Mushroom, and Four Candles. So, there's a bit of everything on here. And like I said, these guys pack one hell of a punch. And she has an amazing, very muscular rhythm section. So, if you're a fan of guitar playing, highly recommend you check out this album. In fact, I would probably say go out and check her entire catalogue because the music is just unbelievable. It's just so out there. Very, how should I just say, very Frank Zappa, but not so much all over the place, so to speak. There's just a little bit of everything there. So if you're trying to figure out, is she a jazz guitarist or is she a rock guitarist? She's a bit of everything. Let's just leave it there. You'd be scratching your head forever. She's a bit of everything, and like I said, if you're a fan of guitar playing, this is the one for you. Highly recommended. So that is going to be it for me. I am going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite track from Ding Dong You're Dead by the Hedvig Mollestad Trio? Is it Leo Flash Returns of the Underworld, All Flights Cancelled, the title track, Gimbal, Magic Mushroom, The Art of Being Jean Bolkovich, or Four Candles? Or do you just like the whole album? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And as always, thanks for listening.